Grace Point family, can you believe it? We're about to wrap up the book of Ezekiel this week. Chapters 41 through 48 are what we'll be focusing on. Now, chapters 41 and 42 kind of go together. They portray this vision that Ezekiel has had of the temple and all this meticulous detail about the temple. But the primary point is that God's dwelling is a place that is holy, is ordered, and is glorious. Now, if you think about what the New Testament says about God's dwelling, it says we are the temple of God. So that's describing what we should be: holy, ordered, glorious. We should be living lives that portray that the God of the universe does live in us. Chapter 43 talks about God's glory coming into the temple, re-entering the temple in a permanent basis. Now, what has happened in history that might be this kind of a reenactment? Well, it's God himself through his Holy Spirit coming to live inside of us permanently. We are his temple. He lives within us and has restored us from darkness to light, from death to life. Now, chapters 44 through 46 are going to talk about worship and leadership being restored to God's people. It's going to talk about things like purity and justice and faithful leadership, all these things that God himself is going to bring about in his people. And then chapter 47, you see this river of life flow from the temple out into all the world. And you see all this growth, all this life that comes about because of it. I believe this is a representation of what God's Spirit is doing and will continue to do through his people, the temple of God today, his church. The river of life, the Holy Spirit, flows out from us through evangelism, through sharing our faith, through living a godly life to show people all around us that God is alive and he is powerful. He's able to change lives and bring new life. Now, chapter 48 is a kind of a summary of the whole book where God comes and dwells with his people. Now, think about that. God dwells with his people. What was one of the names for Jesus? Emmanuel, God with us. So through Jesus, God dwells with us. The chapter says the city is renamed, the Lord is there. And so couldn't that mean us? The people of God, we represent God's final resting place here on planet Earth, his final dwelling place, rather. Now, as we think about all this, there are debates about, well, is it a literal future temple? Is it a literal this, a literal that? At the very least, what I've told you is one of the representations. There are lots of times where prophecies can have dual fulfillments. So spend time praying over this. Spend time asking the Holy Spirit to show you what you think it is through the leading that he gives to you. Keep reading Proverbs. You hear me say it every week. Keep reading Proverbs. That wisdom will serve you well in life. God bless you, friends. We'll talk to you again next week.